only 62 days left until we hit 2022, so I thought I would bring you a list of 22 habits that will help you to create a positive routine and shape your life to help you reach all of your goals in the future. This list is comprised of some things that I already do and I think work really well for me, and some things that I'd quite like to implement into my daily routine. So I thought I'd share them with you so that we can do this together. Number 1, start your days with gratitudes and intentions. I know this might feel really cringy, but I start every morning by writing down the things that I'm grateful for that day. It just allows me to center myself and start my day on a positive note, being grateful for the things that I already have and the things that I'm working towards. My biggest tip for this is that you don't have to share this with anyone. What you'll find is that there'll be a pattern that emerges. You might be grateful for the same things day in, day out, and that's totally fine. You don't have to find different things each day. I also like to write down my intentions for the day, so whether that's to be more present, to actively listen to people, and that sort of sets my focus for that day and things that I'm working towards. Number 2, make your bed. Every productive day starts with making your bed in the morning. I know it's a minor thing, but this reinforces that sometimes the smallest things in life can make the biggest differences. Number 3, move in a way that makes you feel good. We all know the benefits of exercise. We all know the positive effects and the things that we should be doing, but so many of us are still not getting regular exercise. Exercise can be really difficult if you're constantly dreading it. So move in a way that suits you. Find something that you love to do, whether that's rowing, running, archery, fencing, playing hockey, in the gym, powerlifting, whatever it is. Find something that you love and stick with it, even if no one else is doing it. Number 4 is to learn and to practice how to say no. I have really struggled with this, but I think I'm finally getting the hang of it. It starts with looking inwards and finding what really makes you happy and what you really enjoy and how you want to spend your time. Saying no doesn't have to be a negative thing. It doesn't have to ruin relationships or cause strains within your friendships. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to spend time with someone or that you don't want to do something with them. It just means that you're protecting your energy and that you're spending time doing things and being with people that are going to benefit you and that you actually enjoy. Money is not the only thing that we spend in life. We spend our time and we spend our energy on other things, and we only have so much of it. So figuring out where you want to spend your time and energy is super important to your long-term happiness. And if you struggle with this, you don't just have to say no to people. You can suggest something else instead. Number 5, make sure that you're thinking, you're visualizing, you're manifesting your dreams. And again, I know that sounds super cringy, but if you are constantly thinking about the things that you want to achieve and the way in which you can achieve them, you will start to subconsciously pick up habits and create routines that will take you to that goal. I do this every day before I go to bed. I find that my mind is racing, so I try to think about all the things that I want to achieve and the way I want my life to look in the future. You could also do this by physically creating a vision board or writing down everything that you want to achieve. Whatever it is, however you do it, just keep doing it. Number 6 is declutter and rehome. You 100% have a bunch of things that you don't need, you don't use, you don't wear anymore. And I know that because I do as well. Decluttering your surroundings, your environment, the space that you spend time in can have such a similar effect on your mindset and your headspace as well. I have a general rule around clothes, which is if I haven't worn them in the last year, they have to go. Number 7 involves actively listening to people. Active listening is not only truly listening to what people are actually saying, but picking up on their body language and their body cues to fully understand the message that they're trying to convey. It also involves you showing that you're listening through your body language, your social cues. And this also involves not jumping in with a response or trying to fix their problems straight away. And essentially, it's just taking more care to ensure that you're really listening to someone and what they're trying to say. Number 8 is turn off your notifications. I've done this for almost a year now, and I can confidently say it's one of the best things I ever did. This just stops you from checking your phone at every buzz, every noise, every notification, everything that's actually probably irrelevant compared to what you're currently doing, and just allows you to focus on the task at hand. And you really don't miss out on anything that you think you're going to miss out on, because Instagram will still be there in an hour. Removing distractions is one of the most key things you can do to help you reach your goals. Number 9 is to reflect. So just like I start my day with my gratitudes and intentions, I'm actively trying to end my day with reflections. Now for me, this usually looks like just thinking about how the day's gone and what's happened. The next morning before I write my gratitudes for that day, I write down my reflections. And this just means that I've summed up my day the night before, but I've then had time to sleep on it and think about it by the time I fully reflect on it the next day. Number 10, ask yourself, is everything you're doing relevant? Is everything you're doing helping you to create the life that you want to live? If the answer is no, why are you doing it? Every day is not going to be the most productive day of your life, but you can pick up little habits, little routines that are going to create something so great in the future. And again, I know how cringy it sounds, but just stay with me on this one. If it's not benefiting you, find something that does. And that goes for your job, for your relationships, for your friendships, everything around you. If it doesn't serve a positive purpose, what are you doing? Number 11, read 10 pages a day. The most successful people in life never stop learning. There are between 600,000 to 1 million books published every single year. And there is so much information that you can gain for such a small price. I also say that if you're not enjoying a book within the first 50 pages, put it down. There are too many books for you to force yourself to read something that you're really not enjoying. Remember, time and energy are a cost too. Number 11, organize all your tasks into a checklist. Such an obvious one. One of the oldest things in the book, creating to-do lists. I like to do this the night before so that I wake up with a plan, I know exactly what I'm getting on with, and I'm not spending my morning trying to plan out the day. I try to create a list that has one major thing to do each day, and that is my priority to get it ticked off, and then everything else is a bonus. Number 13, use the things that you're saving for special occasions. This one came from my mum actually this year. We'll have special clothes, special things in the house that we don't use unless there's a special occasion for it. And my mum had this realization this year. Why? What are we waiting for? When is the day gonna come that we can actually use this stuff? So she's just started to do that, and I've started to do it too. Number 14 is write down your ideas. Too many of our greatest ideas come at the most inconvenient times when you can't actually act on them. Write them down. Don't just let them go, don't just let yourself forget them. Write them down, whether that's on the notes app in your phone, whether that's on a scrap piece of paper, whether that's in a journal or a diary, wherever. Write them down and then revisit them when you actually have time. Number 15 is to think before you respond. And I know this sounds like an obvious thing that we should all be doing, but the more I watch people's interactions and the more I think a bit more about my interactions with other people, the less I see people thinking about their response before they actually respond. And whether this takes a few seconds or a few days is situational dependent. But most people and most situations are actually better off waiting for you to give the response that you truly mean to give, rather than responding within that split second and saying something you didn't quite mean or agreeing to something that you didn't want to do. Number 16 is drink more water. It's a classic, I say it all the time, but you and I both know that neither of us is doing enough of this. Number 17, do one thing for yourself every single day. For me, this ties in with exercise and movement. That's the time that I like to spend with myself and the time that kind of sets me straight. But this could tie in with anything. This could be a little bit of self-care, or sitting down to learn something, to try something new, to spend some time creating a habit or picking up a hobby. Whatever it is, take some time every single day for yourself. Number 18 is invest in experiences. This last year has shown us just how much we've all missed travel, and we took for granted hugging people, seeing our friends, going and doing things. I'm really actively trying to invest my money into experiences and memories that will last a lifetime over clothes that will last one season. Number 19, always eat breakfast. This one took me so long to actually implement, but now I eat breakfast every morning and it's one of the greatest things ever. It's like, how are you gonna smash your day if you're running on an empty stomach? It's just not gonna happen. If you wanna see some great breakfast ideas, check out my Instagram. Number 20 is be specific with your goals. So many people have such insanely, hugely ambitious goals, which is fantastic, but then can be so overwhelming to actually try and take the steps to reach them. And more often than not, this results in people giving up. Break down your goals into smaller goals and into actionable steps that you can take to reach them. Because if you can identify steps that you need to take every day and every week to reach mini goals every month, you will have smashed your lifelong dream way before you even realize it. Number 21 is remove drama. And by this, I mean anything that doesn't add to your life, that doesn't benefit you in a positive way, get rid of it. Getting involved in situations that don't benefit you in any way is just a one-way ticket to the wrong direction. Remember that spending time and energy is really similar to spending money. You only have so much of it before it's gone and you're in trouble. Lastly, number 22 is look after your skin. This really doesn't have to be dramatic. If someone told me that I could take small actionable steps every day that take relatively no time or energy, but that will remove a great deal of stress and worry in the future, count me in. My 3 ways of doing this year is to moisturize morning and night, to make sure that you're wearing some form of SPF, especially during the day, even if it's not sunny, and to always clean your face at night because your skin goes through a lot during the day, so it's the least you could do for it. those are the 22 habits that I am going to try and implement into my routine before we hit 2022. I hope that you take something away from this video and you can implement at least a couple of those points into your daily routine. Make sure you let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be using. And if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button with the notification bell to make sure that you don't miss out on the next video. And if you like this video and you want to see more of this kind of content, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you in my next video. Ooh.